Hello everyone, welcome back to our TGIF show, which is Thanks God It's Friday. All right.
Yep.
So today,
Welcome back.
welcome back again. All right. So today we have chosen a topic to talk about, so which is about our English journey.
Hmm.
So Gunyami,
Yes.
let me ask you questions. So
All
when
right.
did you start learning English?
All right. I think after my matriculation, I had a chance to learn more about English because English used to be my very, very favorite subject since I was a high school student. Then I decided to learn English.
Great. Okay. So,
Mm.
mine was like I remember like it was I haven't finished my matriculation exams, so maybe back in 2020 or 19, I forgot. There was
Mm-hmm.
a COVID pandemic, right? So since then I stopped my learning journey for 2 years. I
Oh,
just
for 2 years.
yeah, I just still play games and other stuffs like that. And
Okay.
I got the realization that okay, so I need to do something back then, and I need to
Mm.
grow my academic journey. So I started relearning English again, and it was pretty shock that I can't get anything in my mind.
All
I have
right.
to
By the
somehow,
way, so how
yeah.
how did you feel when you started learning English back again after a long rest? What do you think?
Well,
Is
that
it is
was
it hard for you
yeah.
to come back?
I don't know. It's like it somehow increased the difficulty level. So because I
Oh,
haven't learned that for like I think
for
I
2 years.
lost connection for about nearly 2 years, with the English language.
Mm,
So yeah, it was really tough to start again.
I
But
see.
yeah, but after putting a lot of determination for about 2 or 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
it is getting back on my track around the intermediate level again.
Mm,
And since then, I first met you at the summit program, right? And speaking
mm.
partner program. I
Yeah.
think I remember which bench, like maybe bench 7 or 8.
It's sort of batch 7, but I think I cannot remember very exactly, but I could still remember when you first started joining and I started speaking with you. So it's sort of like 7, 8.
Yeah,
Mm,
7, I guess. Yeah.
mm.
And then you recommend me to attend full ski class, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
for skill.
I started to apply the classes, and I think it was around like nearly 6 months since then, and
Mm,
I kept on my track of focusing on English language alone,
I
and
see. Yeah.
yeah, around like that. So that's how I started.
Okay. I think like we have a very, very same path, but for me, I didn't take my 2 years back in study English. I didn't last that much long because after my matriculation, I just directly went to American Center and I participated in their free classes and I started practicing my English with the members. And afterward, I had a chance to become a member in some English speaking classes and I think that's the only way that I can improve my English skill. Not only English speaking skill, but also public skill
Our
as well. Then
communication.
I definitely know how to talk with everyone. Then that's really cool for me. Uh, but I also had difficulties after intermediate levels. That doesn't mean that now I am in advanced level, but that was quite hard for me to go through after intermediation. I did not see my improvement.
Yeah.
But at the end of the days, I know how I could improve to come back and to, like get triant
That's right.
after intermediate. Then that
Yeah.
was really good to get that feeling
Hmm.
after intermediate level. Yes.
It's like a common thing for most of the people, like
Mm.
intermediate plateau or like that. So not just in English, but also in other languages as well when you go to the intermediate level, because like the level called intermediate is somewhere most of the words, how to write sentences grammatically correct, and
Mm.
you also know some of the like you can hold little small talk and small conversations.
Mm.
But since then you thought, okay, I know it really well, but somehow when you were given a tough question or a tough topic to talk about, like globalizations or other topics like that. And
Very
then you
tough.
find it really difficult, like, oh, what should I sound like that?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
things like that.
And then you can definitely run out of idea when you are thinking and talking with someone, right?
Mhm.
Because Actually, even though in very, very free conversation club, so what we usually talk about is the very good and easy small talk that you can be straightforward to speak with someone and that you
Yeah.
can get along with everyone very easily. But to talk about very serious topic like globalization, global warming, so I think we have to get some background knowledge from them. So in order to get that, we have to re-listen a lot. We have to do a lot, but we don't usually have to put effort. If you do
Yeah.
it, so you can talk a lot. Yeah.
Mm. Because
So
most
it's
people
hard.
start to know, like, start to learn speakings with common
Mm.
topics about daily speakings or other practice like that. But in
Yeah.
somehow like to get more than that, and for like to get the advanced level in English language, it's also like not just knowing about the usage, but also trying
Mm.
to act like or trying to talk it as normal as possible, You don't have to talk anything like a grammatically correct before you speak, right? So you have to be just somehow flow with the like a natural way. And
Mm.
also in speaking as well, so to speak it like fluently, it somehow needs a lot of determinations because like you have to somehow practice this again and again until
Mm.
you perform it really in a good way, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sure. Yes.
Ah, that's a matter of fact.
Mm.
And also like I've also learned that some people have attained the advanced level back in
Mm.
the maybe once in their time. And then after they haven't done anything before
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
then, so
Yeah.
they somehow forgot it, right?
Mm. You're right. Yes.
That's all the things like because I believe that the process of learning never stops. And
Mm.
you just still have to keep in touch with the language
Yes.
so that you don't forget it anymore.
Yeah. I think unless you're a native speaker or something, I mean, so if you're not born and raised in English spoken countries, then you have to practice as much as possible so that like you can never get rusty of the language. Let's say you are learning Japanese and then you finish like the upper intermediate, that's what we call N2 level in Japanese, right?
Yeah.
Then you suddenly stop learning. Then you try to change another language, but um after a while, so then you cannot remember most of the things, then your Japanese level can go down, without doubt. So
Yeah, obviously.
that's hard.
Mm.
But for other people, that's right. But even for me, I just got remember my learning journey in Japanese. I think I have already told most of you about my Japanese learning journey. I have been learning this for almost like 2 years,
2 years.
but I cannot even pass N5. That's a bit weird, but that's quite true for me. I can still remember the night that I have had already spent with my Japanese teacher. On tomorrow I have to take the test, but the night before the exam, so I was pretty elated to play games and cannot even sleep. And I fear exam,
Mm.
and I knew that I
Ah,
cannot pass Japanese exams. Oh,
okay. All right.
oh, by the way, Mimi, I think you have already finished and four, right?
Yeah, and for
Also, you even learn about N3. So what might be the difficulty for you? So when you have to study both English and Japanese, because for me, I just released Japanese because I only have like to focus more on English.
mhm.
Then I don't want to test Japanese anymore. I have a trauma about it. But what about you? So,
Um,
what are the difficulties so that you are commonly facing?
well, it's obviously not like not easy as well because like one learning two languages like they have their different usage, I would say, because
Mm,
in English the way we somehow construct a sentence is that you have a subject at the first and we have a verbs and the objects or things like that, and sometimes you can even write in the passive voice, which means you
mm,
changing things. But in Japanese language, it's like not just a simple sentence, like they have different usage for different people. Like when you're talking with your seniors or superior people. So in somehow you have to use a different forms of verb, even though it means the same, right?
mm,
So it kind of I kind of find it a little bit difficult. And also the fact that they also have which is like I would say the katakana, which is they somehow convert English words into the Japanese words with the syllables, right? So
ah,
Yeah, so what I find is really difficult is that it's really, critically affect my pronunciations, because like,
Pronunciation in English.
yeah. So because in Japanese, for example, let's say ice cream, right? But in the language, you say ice cream, right?
I
So
agree.
it's kind of like somehow means looks similar, like kind of like
Yeah.
rhyme similar, but when you kind of cope with that and somehow say ice cream, but in ice cream, right? So I find it really difficult with the pronunciations most of the time. Yeah.
Mm,
Mhm. And the fact that I have finished N4 level, but and also keep on learning the N3 level. But right now I have a touch with that language for about 6 months by now. So I
ooh,
nearly forgot some of the words, but I still got the speaking, I guess.
you still are speaking. I
Yeah,
see.
kind of speaking, I get. That's the really difficult things I found it.
Mm, yeah. But I think for some people who are trying to be linguistic,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I don't know like how they can study like so many languages. But for me, I just prefer, like the calculation,
Mm-hmm.
and language is only English. So
Ah, I see, I
I
see.
cannot study like so many languages, but I can only focus on one thing.
Mm.
But I really give all of my respect to some people who can speak not only Japanese, English, but also Chinese and other like European languages as well. I have met that person. I mean, they cannot be very proficient, but as long as they can speak very fundamental language of them, so that will be fine for them, right? So that's really good. Uh, for me, I think I never cannot cannot.
Yeah, I also found that they also have same common things in languages, like when they are multilinguals or like that. So they have the same thing that they can be really proficient in speaking, but they have a like average level in writing and other stuff like that.
Mm,
So and that's the way I find it really different learning style with most of the Myanmar students.
mm,
In Myanmar, like we have a lot of English classes, such as like for grammar classes. Like when I was young, I was forced to go to attend the grammar classes, for the English class,
mm,
and there like we learn about lots of grammar, a lot of tenses. That's really great, but I it was really useful in writing or other stuffs like that. But in terms of speaking, like it's really difficult, to come out to speak. And I don't dare to speak anymore. So because
mm,
I only know about the kind of theoretically, but not practically like that.
mm,
So that's the other thing I think it's really common in most of our Myanmar students. And when you look at those people from different parts of the world, whether they are bilingual or multilinguals,
mm,
when you ask them like how do you start learning, so they would just like they tend to listen to people talking and they try to imitate it and they somehow gets to know the phrases and the grammatical usage following
mm.
from the speaking, so which is more natural way of learning side, I guess. Mm.
Yeah, that can be more natural in the long term. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And also like um I have like some friends who are coming from the English spoken countries, and then the way they speak is like quite different from the way I speak. So maybe, yeah, I think I can be the one like you mentioned. So I spend most of my times in learning grammatical usages, and I usually try to, like I think, yeah, I can also make mistakes. So but I try to avoid as much as possible. Then the way I speak cannot be very natural. But I think I cannot change because we fastly have to move to English like spoken countries, and we have to be surrounded by the very good natural speakers. Then we have to copy and paste. Think that's how our process need to be going.
Mm.
So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, speaking of the different speaking styles, I guess in
mm,
this case the accent plays a crucial role in that way,
yeah.
right? Mm. So
Mm,
like right, you're in Singapore, right? So you can
mm,
see
mm,
the
mm.
accent, right?
Yeah, here the I you know, how do I have to speak about their language? I mean, they can understand each other, but I can still remember when I firstly moved here. Then I just went to the food court. Then I tried to order something, but the way they speak is like very short. I think I tried to order very detailed food that I like to eat. But the way they speak back to me is very simple. Can and cannot. If if it is possible, they will say can for you. If you order something that's out of stock or something along those lines, then they will definitely say back to you cannot. I Based on my first experience, I feel a bit weird because while I have to speak a lot, but their response is very short. Can and
Mm.
cannot. That's all. Also, like in working and school environment, the way my friends speak to me is very short. Sometimes they speak in a long word, but
Mhm.
not complicated, but still hard to understand.
Mm. Yeah,
That's, yeah,
that's the thing like that. Mm. So it's like in our also Myanmar we have like broken language or like that broken
broken language. Yeah,
kind of like that. Mm. Okay.
think so.
And
But
also I can see that, some students they tend to practice the accent as well. Like
mm,
because some people are really enthusiastic with the accent, like our British
yeah,
accents, American accents, or things like that. Well, I would say these are really good to, listen to them. But I think it's better to, better to speak with a great pronunciations and a strong fluency is more important than
yeah,
trying to have the accent, I think. Mm. Because
yeah.
like there are also some people who are using their own accents. Like most often you can see like the Chinese people and also the Indian people as well. They do
Mm.
have really great accent, and some people make stereotypical jokes about them. But they're still using it, and they don't feel ashamed
Yeah,
about that. They feel proud of their accents. So in Myanmar, we also should be proud of our own accents because when
yeah,
you hear someone say in a weird pronunciation, they will make fun.
yeah,
Those be like Myanmar English like that, right?
yes.
English are like that, right? So speaking English, great pronunciations are like that, right?
Mm. But I think if they can improve, I mean,
Mhm.
if they try to be speaking like a native, if they can, yeah, that's really good for them, right? But like you said, that's not something that we have to feel embarrassed, even though we cannot, right? We don't have to feel any feeling for this. So as long as you are speaking English, I think not only about English, but also for other languages as well. So you trying to say something because like learning languages is mostly about the communication. So I think because of that we have to absorb all of the vocabulary so that like we can mention in detail, and otherwise like they might have another misunderstanding factors
Mm-hmm.
that can create a bigger problem so later. But as long as the other people understand what you're speaking, then I think that will be fine. And then you try to communicate with very high and advanced word that most of the people cannot understand, then I have to keep asking for that. What's the point of like using that vocabulary? So,
Mm-hmm.
but if both of you understand when you're using advanced word, that's totally fine. That's good. Yeah, I think so. That's
Mm-hmm.
no big deal. Mm.
Yeah, all those kind of vocabulary things are also common things, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
try to speak as an advanced way, like they use
yeah,
really great word, advanced words. But what's the point of speaking in language if the other person doesn't understand you, right?
yeah. I mean,
Uh,
that's totally right.
mm.
We
But
try to
I think it
learn
will be
language.
really useful, when you use it in some of the academic exams. That would be
Yeah.
great, like in
Yes.
IELTS or like that, right?
Yes, yes, yes. I think there's the minor, no, not even minor. So we can even say major differences between the general English and academic English. So academically, you have to write in academic word. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
um,
right.
but general English, I think so. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
good.
Ah, okay, great.
Mm. So what's
Right, so
your another topic? Another question?
Well, so let's talk about when we are talking about a language. So
Mm.
I started to know that What is the best way to learn a language?
Mm. So I think personally for me, I'm trying to communicate with other people, and I like along my English journey. So I usually try to get used to applying that English language
Hmm.
that I was learning and that I'm currently learning. So then that's all. Like I try to make contact and try to speak. They speak back to me, and then I try to create some um communicative language that they also can understand that. Then I'm trying to write something. I'm trying to listen the English related songs,
Hmm.
trying to read books. Yeah, then that's how I can improve my English to some extent. But I still need to learn a lot. But I can say that's quite you know satisfactory moment for me. So when I never feel afraid to speak other people with English language. So
Hmm.
that's good. Mm. So
Hmm.
what about you? What's your point?
Well, so I used to learn in a more traditional way,
Mm.
like writing down the vocabulary, somehow repeating it again and again until I memorize it,
Ah,
and learn the grammatical sentences and somehow translate the Myanmar sentences into English sentences like that.
that's
So
also good.
yeah, so it's all good for writing, but and then like I mentioned, when it comes to speaking or listening to what people are saying, so in those
Yeah.
like I kind of find really difficult to speak, and I got a like really bad habit, which is I thought like speaking fast or talking fast makes me become fluent. I thought like that.
Wow.
So I try to speak as fast as possible.
Mm.
And the thing I found out is that no one can understand. So even I myself cannot really understand what I was saying when I listened back to my audio. So I try to somehow slow it down, and then I learn from the others, like kind of
Mm.
somehow having a controlling a pace when you are speaking. So that
That's
was a great way
correct.
because while also in our own mother language, right? We don't talk
Yes,
that
yes.
much.
Yeah.
Mm,
Also, like I also got that experience why I am attending the language school in the Spain Language Academy. At the time when I have to like discuss something with my friend, I think at the time I used to be an upper intermediate student, and we have to learn with foreigner,
mhm,
and then that teacher, that instructor, just advised me not never like you should try to be fluent, but even when you're fluent, the other people cannot understand, and some of my like the languages are not linkable. I speak something, but in order to be fluent, I try to jump something that is
mhm,
directly proportional to some what you mentioned. It's about like controlling the pace. It's important, and I'm trying to uh get it fixed, but I am still making that mistake. And I attended the IS speaking class, also in the space, and then that teacher also mentioned and advised me. Yeah, I really, really love that point from both of the teacher. I really feel thankful to both of them because of them, so I can clearly see um English is not all about fluency. So we also have to think about the other criteria if you are preparing for some, like IS,
mhm. That's
TOEFL,
also academic.
Duolingo, and PT as well. So you have to be balanced. So
Mhm,
that's something that we have to memorize before we are trying to take those exams. Yeah.
mhm. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So I think I got another idea. So that was about like, what do you think about joining conversation clubs?
Mm, okay.
What's your opinion?
All right. So I would say.
Mm,
mm, that's a common thing nowadays because you
mm.
can search like there are a lot of conversation clubs nowadays. I think like coffee club or other clubs as well,
Yeah,
even
that's
in
correct.
American English centers like that. So American as well, like they also usually hold conversation clubs like very often. And I believe that, speaking is the only skill that you can't I mean not you can, I mean you will find it difficult to practice it
Mm.
alone. because it's about speaking about conversation, right? It's about understanding and somehow responding to each other. So I
Mm,
would say it is advisable, to speak with other people and trying to
yeah.
have a conversation with different people. So
Yes.
I would say it's a really great way to start learning speaking with joining this kind of conversation clubs as well.
Mm,
And not just only it improves your speaking skill, but also it improves your interpersonal skill and communication skill as well. And somehow
yeah.
you can you can somehow spread your network as well, right?
You can
Mm.
create a what? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I am a big fan of like joining conversation clubs. Because as I said earlier, after my matriculation, I went strictly to American Center to join the free clubs. I still remember the time when I first joined the class. It's
Mhm.
a River Conversation Club. That was all of the like the sessions were being carried out by English. So
Mhm.
that's why I could improve my English to some extent. But these days, I trying to get accustomed to speaking with other people, mostly in English. That's why I think I really, really like to recommend some of the conversation clubs that I have already joined. And maybe Miami, you might also join sometime. These clubs are really good.
Yeah.
Firstly, coffee club you mentioned.
Mhm.
So I have never joined, but I I think I had a connection with the some people from that club.
Ah, I
So
see, I see.
the way they try to manage the conversation clubs are pretty, like
Kind of like unique as well.
systematic,
Mhm.
and they could create a very good English speaking environment for you in order that you could improve a lot and you could even develop your now what, and then you can apply this and you can jump to the next stage. So that's why. And another one would be tea and toast. I'm not sure whether you might know this club or not, but it's also very popular these days. I think I have been joining that club for I guess like 2 weeks, if I'm not wrong, around two
Okay,
weeks.
I thought it was too long.
No, 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 that was too long. But I started joining.
Ah,
But when
okay.
I became an internship member in the civil engineering, then I tried to call it off.
Mhm.
Then I trying to rejoin again these 2 weeks. So that's why I say 2 weeks.
Ah,
Then the way they try to manage the clubs is also systematic like the coffee club. But bonus point, you have a very long breakout room session. So by means of that, you can meet new friends,
mhm.
and then you can have a better chance of like learning English from other people. Then you can deliver your message and you can transport and convey your talks to other people very easily. So that's another point. Also like the convo, but I think if you join one club for 1 week, so that will be fine. But the convo is also good. You can also have a very good chance to learn English with other people because,
Mhm.
like you mentioned, speaking is not easy if you are learning
Ah,
alone, right? But Yemi, I think you have already known for mirror method that
yeah,
you
I
can.
do have it. Yeah, I even done that. I have even done that. Yeah.
Mm,
Mm.
okay, so like this. Mm.
Exactly. So I would say there's also another opportunity by joining the
Mm.
like conversation class as well. Because like even if you're lucky, you can even may find your partner, right?
Ah, yeah, that's right.
That's obviously right. Mm.
That's right. But I think I didn't join conversation club to find the partner. So that's something which we
It's not
have to
like
know.
the main your main quest. It's like your side quest, which you can.
I
uh,
see. All right.
okay. Hmm.
Okay.
All right, great. So like, are there any more that you want to put on?
I think that's all for me for this week. Maybe we
Mm.
can see more next week.
Okay.
And
Yeah, so today we talk about our English journey and
mm,
also the way of learning English language and other stuffs. I don't remember any of that a lot.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so if you like this type of topic, please like and follow our page, and also
Yes.
please subscribe to our YouTube channel
All
as
right.
well, as we try to spread I'm gonna say knowledge to everyone of
Yes.
you.
All
So
right.
we'll be posting maybe like every week if possible.
Yeah,
Not
every
every
week if
week
possible.
possible, yeah. Okay.
We
But we
were
usually
trying to
post it
upload,
on
but same
Friday.
time, you know,
Mm.
like it's even hard for us to meet.
Yeah.
So
Kind of like that. Because the time difference and also like
time
but
different can
mhm,
be a minor problem, but other things though, you
mhm,
also have your job, and I
yeah.
also have to come back on time. So the same thing that we have to stay hardship to arrange the time that we can post
Mhm,
on song, right?
yeah.
Okay.
But do remember that we will only be posting on February Friday.
Yes.
So
On
yeah,
every Friday we will
on
try.
Friday we try. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Another things is like we try to speak in English so that like we can you know like give something back to you. That does not mean that our English is not
Not that
bad.
it's not really good.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
Not bad but not good. So yeah. You can also give us suggestion if you want to. Um and then upcoming weeks we also planning to invite some of the
Best for
guest
this.
member, yeah, guest member, so that like we can create panel discussion and then we can learn something each other, right?
Hmm.
So the same thing that we have got to talk about to our participants. And
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, that's all.
Well, that's all. So see you guys in next videos,
Yes.
and thank you for watching this one. Okay,
Bye
so bye bye.
bye.